Okay, everybody, welcome to SQL Week Day 4. I'm Gethin. I'm going to be talking to you today all about inner joins, which isn't actually on the screen here, but we won't worry about that for now. Now, I know people only listen to these videos for a short amount of time, so I will use while I have your attention, I'll just tell you about a course we're running on writing SQL queries at the end of February. If you'd like to attend, you can follow the QR code there. You can hit up the links and the email addresses and various other bits, and you can get in touch with me and we'll get you booked on. But you're not here for that. You're here to learn all about inner joins. And if you followed along with the series this week, we've looked at simple single table select. So we've looked at the different flavors, or we've looked at the different clauses in our select statements. We've had our select from a particular table, single table, with a column expression. We filtered with a where clause. We've looked at order by. We've dealt with null values. Right. So if I just drop over to my Management Studio for a second, I just run a quick execute there. So I'm using the right database. All week we've been working with the AdventureWorks Lite database. You can download that. There's various links. If you go to the blog post associated with this series, there's various links for the database, Management Studio, and SQL Server Developer Edition. So just a quick recap. All right, we've simple table selects, select from, no where clause. We looked at column aliases and how we can give the headings in our result set a name using an alias, as is optional, but it will then allow us to give a name to an expression in our context. What else have we looked at? We've looked at different types of where clauses, wildcard searches using likes. We've looked at order by. To guarantee the sort order of our data, we need to include an order by clause. And then we dealt with null values as well. So we've had a busy week, and there's a little bit to go. Now, looking at the example we've got here. Now, if I just come back to the slides for 1 second, all right, we've been getting table from mainly our customer table all week, but you can see there's relationships, and we spoke about primary and foreign key relationships earlier in the week. There's a relationship there with customer address and customer order header. Now, if we wanted to get, say, a customer and some of their address details, we would need to write a join. And this comes back to our join syntax. There are different join types. All right, so this is my inner join example. So I want to get the customer details for this customer 29847. So I run that, and it shows me it's Mr. David Hodgson, and I want them to find out all the sort of sales orders that David has placed. So I've got a select, retrieving data from sales order header that brings that back, and I can run it, and it'll give me two separate result sets. Right, but let's just say I want to see my customer with all their order information in one row. Then I would use a join. Right, now this query is going to look quite busy here. So if I just drop down for a second and come across here, I'm using the fully qualified name of the table. So it's schema table column name. Right, so I'm retrieving information from both the customer table and the sales order header table. Hopefully you can see that there. So this one is our customer table, and then we switch to sales order header, and we are listing the different columns in each. Right, and then we have our from clause. Then we have an inner join. Now, if you just wrote join there, it would default to an inner join, but we have the join condition, right? So we're going to inner join the sales order header table to the customer table based on the customer ID from the customer table and the customer ID that is also in the sales order header table. Right, and we've got our where clause in there too. So if I just escape out of there, right, and this will give us our results, right, the combination and data from both tables being returned based on their customer number. And as long as there's a match, we get the customer details along with their sales order header details. Now, earlier in the week, I also spoke about column aliases. Well, you can alias a table as well. Now, inner joins can be quite difficult for people to get their head around, especially people who are new to SQL, actually. And once you've got it, it's really quite straightforward. But because of you need to sort of really fully qualify your names to make sure you're getting the right results and the data's coming from the correct tables. we can do something called a table alias, which will make the statement easier to read. So how this works is in the from clause and the join condition. So down here, you will see after the table name, we have an as, and then a letter that acts as an alias or a shortcut, or just shortens the flavor of the table name. So when we create this alias, everywhere else in the query where we're referring to that table name, we need to use the alias instead. All right, and it gives us our results. So I'm just going to run this now. It's exactly the same query as before, just a little bit easier to read, a little bit easier to understand, and it gives us our results back. So what we've done today, we've returning customer data along with their order, the orders they have placed, or the value of some of the orders they have placed with us using an inner join. In tomorrow's session, day 5, we will look at outer join and the different types of outer join that are available and how the behavior differs from an inner join. Now, thank you all very much. If you followed along this week so far, you've been amazing. Thank you for doing that. All right. The course is there if you want to come, but do tune in tomorrow for the final show of the week. We've gone live today. We might go live tomorrow as well. We shall see. But see you then.